So, hello there, everybody in first year, and you're very welcome to our first year assembly. I know that a whole load of you tuned in to the assembly we had on Monday morning in order to get everything started. And I was looking at the figures for that. We had nearly between 2,500 and 3,000 views with the whole lot of it, which was extraordinary. So it was great to get a good start made to coming back. But here we are now. We want to have a little chat with you as first years, just for our own group here. And Miss Kane and Miss Muldoon Walsh are joining us for this assembly. And we want to have a little chat with you. So I'm very aware that obviously this is very, very different for you. And I know that you would have had an experience of being online last year when you were in national school, but that might have been very different for different people because different schools did different things. So it's a very strange kind of way to be doing education. We know that. And in fairness, you've had an extraordinary introduction to second level. While we're back at school at the very beginning of the year, that was very different. That's not the usual way things are. And now again, this is very different also. But look, it's an experience you will remember for the rest of your life. We'll put it that way. It will be something that we hope we won't be repeating endlessly. But we have it for the moment now, and we will make it work. And that's what we want to talk to you about. So the only one thing I'm going to say to you is this. You can have all sorts of questions in your mind now about exams and about the end of the year maybe, and about how things are going to work and when we will be going back to school and all of these questions. And you know what? We all have these questions at the present moment, and none of us have the answers. And that's just where we are. So I suppose the only way that we have learned to work in this situation, and we had the same thing last year, is that you just have to take it every day, just one day at a time. And you just kind of say, okay, what have I to do today? And that's why we have gone with using the timetable, because you know what your timetable is and you know what classes you have today. So what we're saying to you is just take it one day at a time now with your teacher. Tune into your classes, connect in with your Google Classroom, see is there any work that you have to do? Are you having a live class with your teacher? What's going on today? And participate in that and put your energy and your effort into that and do the piece of work that the teacher is guiding you with. And if you do that, each day, put your attention, your energy, your effort, your enthusiasm into that. Then the days will pass one after the other and we'll be back at school before you know it. And things will work out well. So that's the simple thing I want to say to you. It's about the only best piece of advice I can give. And with that, I'm going to hand you over to Miss Kane because I know she wants to talk to you about being online. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. Hi to all the first years. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you had a nice Christmas. As Mr. O'Rourke said, we find ourselves online, and last year might have been a lot different to your online experience this year. So what I wanted to do was go through some tips and guidelines that would help you have a successful, experience online. Okay, so I've just written down a couple of things here. So my advice really would be, first of all, I think it's very important that you get up in the morning, you get dressed, you wash your face, you have a bit of breakfast, and you're ready for your class then at 9:20 and 9 o'clock on Wednesday. All right. So just to be kind of prepared and ready for the day, have your books and your copies, you follow your timetable so you know what you should have ready. Another thing maybe to keep in mind is to charge your devices maybe the night before so that you're not running out during the middle of class, etc. Mr. O'Rourke would have talked to you in September about having a nice kind of a quiet, comfortable study space. So hopefully you were able to get that for yourself. And I would presume then that you would just use that space as your study space now. And, hopefully you have devices and all of that you can use. So when you're going online, then, you must use your school email. You won't be accepted into Google Classroom through any other kind of means. And we would ask that you kind of apply the same kind of school rules, that we would have on a normal day in class. You begin the class, maybe I would advise that you begin maybe with your microphone off and your camera off. And then just follow your guidelines from your teacher then as you go along. She may ask you to turn them on, she may prefer to have them off, etc. and maybe not to write any comments in the feed unless, again, the teacher has said that that is something that's okay to do in the classroom. Avoid distractions, which I know is probably easier said than done. If the TV is on, if you have gaming devices in your rooms, if you have pets, some of us have come to firsthand relationships with the pets at home. Even younger siblings might be coming in and out. So I suppose to try and keep that at a minimum for yourselves. I suppose the most important thing then, guys, is that you are connecting online every day with your teachers and you are keeping your teachers informed. If you're not able, just send them a little email. Today was a difficult day. Maybe the internet wasn't working. Maybe there was some reason. But your teacher wants to see that you are online and that you are trying your best to connect every day. And some days you'll have online classes and some days you might just have a little exercise to do. But the teacher will know then if you're engaging or not. And if you have any difficulties, just let your teachers know. That's the most important thing. Just another thing that might be very handy is to maybe make out a family schedule at home. So, maybe you have to share devices. Maybe, your study space is somewhere that you share with parents now that are working from home. So just to be mindful that this is a very difficult time for everybody. There might be a lot of people at home. Some parents might be working from home. Somebody might be ill at home. So I suppose my main message here would be, guys, is to be kind and patient and understanding with each other. And, the teachers are going to be the same. We understand as well. We have all these issues going on at home as well. So just to be very mindful of that. Miss Muldoon Walsh is going to talk to you now about how to look after yourselves and take care of yourselves during this time. So my parting message would be to you is to be good to yourselves and to stay safe, and just bye for now. So I'm going to pass you over to Miss Muldoon. Thanks a million.
Thanks, Miss Kane, and hello third years, or first years should I say. Welcome back and Happy New Year to you all and to all your parents. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about well-being and about looking after yourselves over the next few weeks. Now, some of the things I'm going to say to you here will be, along the lines of Miss Kane, but, as well as them being rules for you, they're things that will help you emotionally and with your mental health as well as you go through the next few weeks. So I suppose there's always a need for you to look after yourselves emotionally and your mental health and whatever else. But in these times we find ourselves at the moment, I think it's really vital that you put things in place to help you from getting stressed, to help you from getting anxious and overwhelmed, in a different way, I suppose, where you may not have the same support from your friends and people to talk things out with that you would have when you're in school. So the first bit of advice I think Miss Kane has covered, so I'm not going to go through it, but maintaining a routine is important. Connecting every day, being prepared, having everything ready for the day. This online experience is going to be a mixture for you of online learning and some independent learning. So you will be kept busy every day. And one of the most important things I think I can impart with you is that you keep on top of things. Don't put things on the long finger. So, for example, if your teacher logs on with your class today and they teach you for the first 10 minutes and then they give you 30 minutes to go offline and do some work or an assignment, it's really important that you do it then. Do it in that moment. Don't go and take a break and say, I'll do that later tonight, because if you let things build up, you will find that you might have an overload of things then. If you keep up with the work daily, it should be manageable. But if you fall behind, things could get stressful. And that's generally where we find people, having problems and, letting it get on top of each other, on top of things and, not getting on top of things. So just connect with your teachers, talk to them. If that happens, you talk to them. Second thing, and I think it's extremely important, is about your breaks. To use your breaks wisely. You get 2 breaks in school every day, and they're the same breaks you're going to get now when you're online. You have your small break in the morning, and you have your lunchtime break. So it's really important to use those. Take a break. Get out of the room where you're in studying all day. Try, if at all possible, especially during your lunch break, because it's a bit longer, to get a bit of fresh air. Walk around the house if that's all you can do. Walk around the garden, try and get out. Have a chat with your family. I think it's really important for those 2 breaks that you put down the screens, put down your phones, try and leave them in the room and get out of that room and leave everything that you've been dealing with and been on screen and been online in your books, leave them behind and take a break from it all. The third thing that's extremely important for you all is sleep. Sleep is really important for your well-being. Go to bed at a reasonable time. And if there are any parents watching here, really, really try and, enforce that as a rule with your children, to be in bed early. I know we have all gotten used to staying up a bit later over the Christmas, and, we had the luxury of sleeping on in the morning. So now it's time to get back to normal. We're back to school now again. We all realize when we're rested well, we function better. We can cope with things better. We've all seen times where, we might be short-tempered or, not cope with things as well just because we're tired. So getting sleep is extremely important. Miss Kane has pointed out there the pressures that, different households are under. So the next thing I want to talk about is, the importance of communication. And just to reiterate that, as Miss Kane has already said to you, we are all in the same boat, as in we're all working from home. But each of us and each of you out there have different households. And you have different things going on in your households. For some of you, you may have younger siblings who, might be there and might be distracting you. Others may have older siblings who have college work and are, using the same bandwidth or using the same devices, and you're trying to share them. Some of you may have parents working from home, and that may be stressful itself. So no matter what your situation, we are aware in the school that this is different for everyone. And if you have a situation that is preventing you from going online at a particular time, from doing, all the homework in the same day, or, submitting it the same day, even if you have it done, that's the time when you talk to your teachers. Let them know what's going on. Talk to your year head if you need to. And if there's something, even more serious going on at home where, COVID has hit home or someone's ill or something else has happened, let us know and we will communicate that with your teachers. And then we won't be texting home and, hassling you to do work, because that can be stressful when, something's going on, but the teachers don't. So in order to keep everyone informed, communication is important. Every student in the country is, I suppose, in the same boat. And what I said in the last assembly I had there, I'm just going to share my screen with you now for a moment. There was a quote I seen recently, and it really resonated with me, because I suppose it summed up for me what's happening for us a small bit at the moment. We see that we're in a storm at the moment. So the quote here says, "The storm is making me tired." And I think to a certain degree, we're all a little bit tired of COVID. We wish it would go away, and, the restrictions it has put on our lives. And as we go through it, and the longer we are like this offline, the tireder we are going to get. But as the quote says, storms get tired too. And I think it's really important that this time, in comparison to the last time we had a lockdown, there is hope. Vaccinations are being rolled out and we can see an end in sight. It mightn't be today or tomorrow, but it is there. So as the quote said, hold on, stick with it and we'll get through this. So I'm just going to end with a little prayer. So you can say it along with me, it's up there, or you can use this yourselves as you're going through the weeks, and it might be something that helps you. So Lord God, as I begin on this journey of remote learning, be with me. Be the patience when I'm frustrated. Be the endurance when I am tired. Be the wisdom when I am uncertain. Be the inspiration when I'm out of ideas. Be the comforter when I feel overwhelmed. Be the energy when I am weary. Be the guide when I am confused. Be the forgiver when I get it wrong. Look over me and guide me. Amen. So that's me. I'm going to hand you back there to Mr. O'Rourke there now.
So thank you very much. Thanks very much, Ms. Kane. Thanks very much, Ms. Muldoon Walsh. And thank you for sharing that prayer and thought with us at the end there. I think I'm going to finish just with a little piece there which says, Tusma la na hebra. good beginning is half the work done. Now, we've had a great start this week, and your teachers tell me that everybody is turning up online and doing their best, and that's exactly what we want. And as that little prayer said, and as the thought said, we stick with it, we hold the course now and do your little bit each day, one day at a time, and we'll get there, and we'll be focused. And we'll be back here in school again before we know it, please God. I know you'll be looking forward to that. So with that thought, we're going to finish off our assembly today, and the best of luck with the work online, everybody. Keep going and keep well and keep safe. Bye for now from all of us.
Take care. Bye.